is America ready to elect another African American president? It's not still clear, and it is also not clear if America is ready to first woman president. I think there are people who are pushing for it. There are people who want to see a woman lead America. First of all, I mean, you said two things: getting endorsement from President Joe Biden and other leaders. These are two different scenarios. First of all, the endorsement by Joe Biden. Obviously, he is the current president, and basically, he should have been the candidate because whoever wins the first term is usually not opposed by the party for a second term. But, because of his health and the other reasons, he had to stop down. Now, what happened is, but not just step down when he should have. I mean, like as soon as there were questions raised about his health, his fitness, and other issues. And that was the time for him to step down and give whoever replaces him enough time to project himself, or herself in this case, give Kamala Harris enough time to project herself. But he did not. So now he only left after it became very obvious that he does not have the confidence of American voters. There were people within his party who were asking him to step down. There were some American lawmakers, senators, and Congress members of the Congress who were openly asking him to. Some of them were saying that even if he ran, people will not vote for him. So he stepped down after a long and messy process, and therefore his endorsement, it does not carry as much weight as it would have. So the answer to your question, that is President Biden's endorsement is enough? No, it is not. The Vice President Kamala Harris, she needs endorsement of other senior party leaders as well. So the second part of your question was that is endorsement by other party leaders is enough for that also. I mean, that will definitely help. It will help more than Biden's endorsement. I mean, like if the U.S. Senate is controlled by the Democrats, so if the Senate majority supports her, that will help. If the House minority leader, because the House is controlled by the Republicans, if the House minority leader is a Democratic, he supports her, that definitely will help. Well, so far the most prominent is Kamala Harris, the Vice President. She has been the Vice President for the last 4 years. She participated in the electoral process in 2018. She was in the Senate, so of course people know her. But because as Vice President, she mostly was not in the limelight, so she didn't get the chance to impress the American voters as somebody who could run the country. But she is the most prominent, and she has the opportunity to prove that because she was the vice president, she couldn't do much, she couldn't project herself. But from now till November, she will get about 4 months to project herself as somebody who can not only lead the Democratic Party, who can not only be a good president if elected, but also somebody who is strong enough to beat Donald Trump, who obviously is the most popular leader in America today. So he's there. And then there are other contenders like this transport secretary, Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg was actually ran against Biden in the primaries in 2018, and he was noticed by many and was appreciated, but he couldn't get the nomination. Also because there were several reasons, but one of the major reasons was that he is gay, and so American voters were not ready to elect a gay person to the White House, and I'm not sure if they were not ready in 2018. It's not clear if they would be willing to elect a gay person in 2024. Then there is North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper. Then the Senator Mark Kelly from Arizona, then California Governor Gavin Newsom, then Pennsylvania governor, the governor of Pennsylvania, then governor of Minnesota, Tim Wales. So there are about a dozen people who would be who could actually try to get the nomination, and but it is still not clear how this will work out. I mean, the National Democratic Convention is what is scheduled next week, or in early August, and then the elections are in November. And these candidates, there are so many of them, will they have enough time to project themselves as winnable candidates, as somebody who can not only get the nomination but also go and defeat Donald Trump? I think they do not have enough time to prove that. So it is very difficult to predict at this stage who will. I mean, if there are other candidates who could challenge Kamala Harris and can beat Donald Trump. The situation is very difficult for the Democrats. Kamala Harris beat Donald Trump? Donald Trump actually answered these questions today. He said in one of his in his remarks on Biden's decision to step down, he said it was a good decision, that he was too old to compete and to lead America. And then he said it also helps him because according to Donald Trump, he said it will be easier for him to beat Kamala Harris. There are two things that need to be seen. One is she is a woman, and then she is an African American. Of course, America has already elected one African American president, President Obama. But is America ready to elect another African American president? It's not still clear, and it is also not clear if America is ready to elect its first woman president. I think there are people who are pushing for it. There are people who want to see a woman lead America. But as I was reading comments on various news sites, and most of the people who want a woman president in America, they also said, but they do not want it this way. They do not want somebody to be nominated and come forward as a candidate without going through the entire process. They want a woman president who goes through the process, contests the primaries, and so that people could watch her performance and make their own decisions, which Kamala Harris did not. So it is still not clear if he can win the election and beat Donald Trump. She will definitely try. She says she's ready for that.